I'm Mike.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Brian.
And this is the Fandom Minutes.
We're going to talk about Halo Infinite, its pros and cons, and kind of just the upsides and downsides of Halo Infinite. It was originally planned for a launch title with the Xbox X and S on November 10th, but was delayed from 2020 all the way till 2021.
Thank God.
When it had an open beta multiplayer in November 15th of 2021, which was the 20th anniversary. The campaign was then later released on December 8th of 2021. So it was originally pushed back a year, as most of you know, because of graphics mainly, and a complete overhaul of what the game could have been after working on it for a good 5 years.
So I know I was bugging the crap out of you guys about Halo probably a little bit after they announced that it was in development. And it came out, and I was like, yes, my precious. And now all of a sudden it's kind of like I'm back to being Andy Serkis and not Schmeagol and being obsessed about it. I love the campaign. The campaign's awesome. I still play it a little bit here and there. I loved the multiplayer to start, and that's kind of where I kind of fell out of love with just the multiplayer portion of it. When I first started playing it, it was like Halo 3 and Halo Reach combined. But the lack of freedom when it comes to customization, the pricing, the glitches, like I know they just fixed Big Team Battle, and they were having that issue for almost a month. It took them a month to fix it. The fact that we haven't had a roadmap released yet on what the future is looking like for Halo. I mean, yes, they've told us what they have been working on, and that's great. We were supposed to have a roadmap last month.
Yep.
And it never came out, and to my knowledge, nothing has even been said about it.
So Big Team Battle is finally back up and running as of February 10th. They did have a nice big update. They ended up taking out one of the maps from the ranked, and they ended up having to fix it by changing how the spawning time worked, is how it worked.
Okay.
Who you got matched up with and how the pings worked is how they were able to bring back the Big Team Battle.
So that means like I won't be able to get in the black screen anymore and jump around and move around and be extremely close to the camera when all the Spartans are introduced.
Probably not, no. So I was also very excited when hearing about Halo Infinite. When you brought it to me, my attention and everything, I was like, okay, yeah, because like I love Halo. We all three of us love Halo. Halo 3 was obviously my favorite, but gameplay-wise, I felt I was best at the Halo 4 matches. I don't know why, but I was owning at Halo 4. Like, I liked Halo 5, but I never felt like we never really got to play the Halo 5 campaign together. We played a little bit together, but not a whole lot. I kind of felt like Halo 5 just kind of fell apart from me. I started playing with one friend, kind of got close to through the campaign, and didn't really fully finish it. And the Halo 5 it was good, but it didn't feel like Halo to me almost. And so when Halo Infinite came out, I was excited to really actually get back into multiplayer. So when Halo Infinite came out, I was excited for this because I was like, I'm getting back into Halo. Brian and I both have played Halo Infinite. Now, Mike, you have refused to play any Halo Infinite yet, and that's mainly because you don't like how the multiplayer has been set up, if I'm not correct, and also the co-op for campaign has not even been released yet.
Shameful head shake from this side.
So, you're right, I have not played it. I have not, and for many reasons. First off, with Halo, multiplayer was never a big thing for me. I played because you guys played, but I never liked multiplayer. It was very toxic for me.
Really?
But my thing was the customization. I loved being able to make my Spartan my own. I loved being able to pick my colors. I loved being able to pick my armors, and I loved having that not locked behind a paywall. I loved not having to grind out for colors and them not be what I want. The other thing is definitely the co-op and Forge. For me, part of Halo was playing, co-op campaign or Forge with you guys, with my friends. And both of those things are absent right now. I just felt very let down by a game that originally was promised one way, then went back to development, and then ended up releasing still incomplete. That's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And I just was let down by what I considered to be the kind of like gold standard when it came to Halo.
I get
just
that.
felt like this game did not even come close to meeting that standard for me.
My big problem with it is I just haven't touched it. I've got zero initiative to play it, and it's I don't want to say that I hate the game. There's just a lot wrong with it, and things were going great. Like, they were addressing issues, they were fixing them. They've addressed the shop, and they look at addressing the shop further, price wise and stuff like that. But I think, like Mikey, I mean, like, you know, the colors, that was one way you were different from everyone else.
Yes.
But now there's several people that are going to be running around with the same
Exact
coding
color.
that you have.
Yeah.
One thing that really drives me nuts is I didn't know when I first got the battle pass, not saying that it's going to keep me from buying future battle passes if I become interested in Halo again, and Halo multiplayer again, is the fact that I was waiting to unlock this certain piece because it would look awesome with that piece. But you can't. There's zero freedom in customization. No freedom whatsoever. I mean,
Well-
besides mixing armor pieces within that set class, that's it. I see this item, I'm like, dude, that would look so awesome with that armor or that piece, complementing it. Can't do that. And that's what drives me nuts about it.
And the thing is we know that they can do that because of bots.
Yeah, the bots.
Bots can do it all day.
Yeah.
So speaking about the shop though, since the launch of the game back in November, the team at 343 has been monitoring the discussion on the shop. So they have been listening. Since the launch of the game back in November, the team at 343 has been monitoring the discussion on the shop, bundles, and pricing in the game, according to their head of design team, Jerry Hook. Using their data collection and the community feedback, they are currently rolling out changes to how they package and price items in the shop, stating that their focus with the changes is on reducing pricing across the board and providing stronger values in their bundles. They are also happy to confirm that you can now earn shop credits in the Season 2 Battle Pass. Sounds to me like they're taking some of the pages from Fortnite and really are trying to better the overall shopping experience.
Well, and I know Mike is probably about to say the same thing, but Fortnite is what they need to be following for a battle pass. I have way more incentive to play Fortnite, which what I have been playing. If you're a Halo player, you can hate me for playing it as much as you want. There's so much more that I can earn, and so many ways I can earn experience in Fortnite. With Halo's a different type of game. You can't go to a certain location and consume forageables or anything like that. I understand Halo's a completely different beast, but if I want to play an event, I shouldn't be forced to play a game mode that is just absolute chaos. And
you're talking about the Tenrai Fiesta,
yeah,
correct? To
like
unlock
what
the samurai
was
armor.
the most recent one was like, and get a killjoy.
Yes.
So basically, your
Yes.
objective is to let that person kill as many people on your
Yep.
team until he gets a killjoy,
and then you have to kill him. But the thing is are you going to kill him first, or is your teammate going to kill him
Right.
first?
So you're against your teammates. So get headshots with assault rifles, or it should be simple stuff.
Yeah.
Get kills with Covenant weapons. Get kills with Forerunner weapons. Get kills with
And
UNSCs. Get precision shots.
We have seen more of those implicated, but they still have some of those just absolute terrible challenges still in play.
See, back to the battle pass thing, and it kind of ties in with, the event kind of stuff. There's a right way and a wrong way to do a battle pass. There's the monetized way where all you're doing is trying to get money, and that's not the way to do it. It needs to be structured in a way that you're making money, but your player base is also being rewarded in a fair way, and it's not causing them to, like you said, devote every minute of their gameplay to that challenge or to that game. If I was to start playing Halo right now, I'm not going to get half the stuff that you guys have access to in the Battle Pass because of challenges not being able to be completed. Fortnite, they're not the first or the only person or only company game to do a Battle Pass. They're definitely not the first, but they're one of the first few that have done it right. And yeah, they're out to make money too. But they do it in a way that makes me want to buy the Battle Pass because of anywhere between, I want to say there's usually about 5 skins that you get in the Battle Pass. A bunch of different items. You get money or what they call V-Bucks to buy the items.
Yep.
And your challenges last the full season. Now, if you don't complete them in a season, that's on you, but you don't have to, grind that game nonstop all day, every day to make it where you want to be.
Whereas I feel like with Halo, they're doing the challenges almost to keep their player base up.
That's the way it feels, and that's a lot of games have done that, and it's not the way you want to do it. Your players are going to come back to your game day in, day out because they want to, not because they have to. It's not a job. They're not getting paid to do it. So don't make them, devote their life to your game. If they want to be there, let them be there. If they don't want to be there, then change up your strategy and do something a little different,
Yeah.
And I think that's why Fortnite has kept me so long, is because of how much they change and how much they focus on the player base. I'm not saying that Halo is complete trash. I'm not saying that 343 doesn't know what they're doing. I'm just saying that they need to take some certain steps in the right direction and start making more things about the player base and less about their bank.
So talking about that, bringing players back into it. I remember thinking, wow, season 1 of the Battle Pass is going to last from November 15th, 2021 all the way to May 2nd, 2022. I was like, Jesus, why would you do that? And then I realized, holy shit, it takes forever to get through the Battle Pass. Your ranking up system is absolutely terrible. It's trash. Now, I beat the Battle Pass, but guess what? I paid for most of that. And I will admit to it. I paid for most to get through the Battle Pass. I've already beat the Battle Pass on Halo Infinite, and it's because I ended up having extra credits that I used to advance myself along. And it's not because I felt like I needed to, just because I wanted to. And I chose to do that. And a lot of people are probably going to hate on me for that. But what I do have to say that I do like, though, is that they've had these mini events going on during the main overall Battle Pass so that it keeps you engaged during the overall while you're waiting for the next big Battle Pass.
Real quick, the one thing I want to add in there is I want to ask, what are you benefiting from these like mini events? Is there something worth your while? Is there what's bringing you into that?
Just the themed armor.
Just themed armor?
Yeah, pretty much just themed armor.
And I'm going back to Fortnite, but it's not the only one. There's other games. COD's done it. Apex has done it.
Oh yeah.
They're mini events, Christmas events. They change the map to have snow, and they add all these different little items. And it's easier for a game like Fortnite where everything's kind of gimmicky, where you get a grappler and you get snow grenades and stuff like that. But they're adding other things in there other than grinding stuff.
To be able to add stuff like that apparently would take a lot of time for them, because I've been looking at some of their updates and how they talk about their updates.
Unreal Engine 5.
Yes. So talking about their updates, for example, like for snowing or something on the maps for a Christmas event, they talked about, I don't know if you noticed, but they released some visor mods during the cyber event. Well, a lot of the community noticed that the cyber mods were sideways. They were slightly off kilter. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but a lot of the visors were off just slightly from being centered. And so the fans have been ripping into them because of the fact that you couldn't even get it straight. They posted on their recent news filter, they said, some of you will also be happy to know that since the community noticed that some of their visor effects were off-centered from the cyber event, they do plan on fixing that. But with everything else on their plate, they don't expect you to have a fix until Season 2 in May.
I can understand that. With everything that's going on, everything they need improved right now, there are things that take precedence over that. Now, my big issue with the events, the free events, I know they're free, but I don't, I hate to tie my schedule into it, but I'm a parent of 2. I work a 12-hour shift. I've got 2 to 3 days a week to play this game.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that it's split up. And I can only get so many challenges per each time that it's out. I just want to grind it, but I can't grind because they won't let me. There's the weekly challenges, and then there needs to be a separate category for event challenges. I'm not going to sit here and complete the event challenge and not have another one spawn until I complete another weekly. Go into Twitter and Facebook, it sucks getting on there now, and all I see are, I saw some female streamer, she was like, Halo Infinite shit, I'm done playing. And I'm like, okay, so then don't play, how come you have to announce it?
Yeah.
It's I understand that people are upset, but what's the need for that kind of negativity? Yep. The game's shit, I'm done playing. Well, be productive, suggest something. Why are you done playing? Yep. I mean, maybe 343 might see that post and try to change it, and maybe other people feel that way, and they'll speak up, and then 343 will notice.
And that's the thing. Especially, I don't know, who the streamer was, or if she's even a big streamer, but companies listen to that. Mm-hmm. All of them do.
Well, whether listening to their feedback, they have been listening.
Whether they are, positive about it or negative about it, the companies are listening. And if you're just sitting here and you're just like
bashing them,
whatever, I'm done. Why are you done? Why are you not coming back?
Well, their followers see it, exactly. And then they have that same mindset. Fuck Halo, I'm done with it.
And that's like, I'm not a fan of the guy, but Cypher PK, when he's talking about Fortnite, I personally don't like the guy, but he's very vocal about the game. And when there's something wrong, he calls them straight out. Hey, Epic, fix this. And his people go to Twitter. Hey, Epic, Cypher says you should fix this. Mm-hmm. And, then they come back. Hey, so we know that this is an issue. Here's what we're doing to fix it. They're going to listen if you get out there and say something. But if you're just coming out and you're being like, this game's shit, I'm done. Okay, well, all right. Why?
Yeah.
How are they supposed to know? I mean, I obviously know, but how are they supposed to gauge your followers and yourself, if you're not saying something? And then you get Ninja, who, again, not a big fan of, but he came in and he was like, Epic, dude, give us cosmetics. I would literally buy a plunger as a pickaxe, and next thing you know, there's a plunger pickaxe with a katana blade stuck to the tip of it. So if other people, other streamers, other gamers, even just people like us, would be a little more vocal about the game, and I know I'm very negative, like I was like, I'm not playing the fucking game, I still haven't played the game, but even though I haven't said anything to 343 directly, I am voicing what my issues are with the game, which you guys know, and you guys have voiced your issues. But if more people would do that and get on their case about it, they're gonna do something about it. And if they don't, they're gonna lose players. But from what I've seen in the past, they're a pretty good company, and they will eventually listen. It's just on us as gamers to make sure that they're listening the right way.
In one of their interviews or stream, I can't remember where it was, but they were talking to one of the developers, or maybe it was Sketch. They were saying that they're trying to come at this game from a player-first viewpoint or standpoint, where they're listening to the feedback, because like Halo 5, I don't think they listen to anything.
No, yeah,
we're saying, but they learn from their mistakes. And I mean, it's taking a while, and I think they're fixing stuff.
I think that's why everyone was caught off guard at first when Halo Infinite came out, because they said, we're coming with player first. And then they came out with the shop, and the way the battle pass was set up, and the way the coatings and the colorings were set up, and they came out, and everyone's like, what do you mean you're doing player first? What is this? Look at your prices. Look at this. And like Mikey, he's like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I get that.
Where's my customization?
Where's
my uniqueness?
And I get that. But they are looking back and they're like, okay, yeah, we could have done better. Yeah, we fucked up.
Like, what I want to be able to do in customization is have, like, George's chest plate and Carter's shoulders and the Tenrai helmet and freaking whoever's shins and Emil's canisters on his chest. You know what I mean? Like,
bring back Rogue.
Yes. Right. Yes, hashtag bring back Rogue. So I kind of get why they're doing this. I get what you're saying, because like fully customization is amazing. I get the concept, because you have your old Spartan. You have your Mark 7 or Mark
5.
Mark 5 Spartan. That is your old Spartan. Mark, Halo 1 through Halo 5. That's your old Spartan. Mark 7, that's your brand new baby.
Yeah.
That's your Mark 7 brand new baby. And then you have your Event Spartan, which is like your damn samurai bad boy. And so you can switch between your old boy, your new sports class, and your event. And so I kind of get that. It's almost like switching between cars.
It's like looking in the Iron Man's garage and seeing all the different
Yes.
Now see,
I kind of think of it as that way.
I like that. I like that idea. But where I think it would be much cooler, okay, is, again, back to Fortnite. I have all these skins. I have over 200 skins, all the way back to day one of the game. I think that an amazing way, and I'm sure it wouldn't be too difficult to do, of rewarding, especially your players like us, who have been there since day one.
Are we talking Halo or Fortnite?
Halo.
Okay.
It would be a nice way to honor them and say, thank you for being with us for so long
Yeah.
by letting them have, maybe not all of them, but some of the OG stuff, cool. I played since day one of Halo. Give me my rogue with the scout shoulders and the.
But if you think that would go to your old
exactly
Mark
go to your
7
old one. Let me have my old one, as it is.
For when you want to run it, yeah.
And then, give me the new one. Give me all these new armors for that new one. Do an event one where...
It seems like that's their plan.
Do an event one where...
Because they plan on
every
coming
time you
out
do
with
an
more.
event, you get a new piece of armor that you can equip to this armor.
Yeah.
Whether it be the samurai helmet and then like some kind of like badass shoulder from the next event.
Yeah.
Maybe one event is like a futuristic thing and they give you this badass leg or something. Stuff like that would be amazing, And then obviously the color thing for me is a big thing.
I do completely agree with the color thing.
If they were to say, hey, you've been here day one, here's your rogue helmet, here's your,
Yeah.
So I could run that character. And then if
that would be nice.
I could run a new one, I think that would be amazing.
What I'm thinking they're going to do is, so for the first Battle Pass, it was Halo Reach theme. I think the next Battle Pass might be, say, Halo 1 or Halo 2 themed, or maybe even Halo 3 themed. So what I'm thinking is, but what I'm hearing is the next one is actually going to be the Mark 7, so the new body armor. So that's I think the next Battle Pass might be the new stuff. But then it'll go back to the old stuff, and you'll get some of the Halo 3 armors and stuff. And so what I'm thinking is they're going to build up each armor with more of the stuff. I get what you're saying with the whole mixing thing.
I've just never been a fan of paying for something that I've already had.
Yes, yeah. I get that.
Like with Destiny.
Yes.
I got the what was that gun called?
Gallahorn?
The one that they brought back 12 times and took away 17 times. And, like that just doesn't sit well with me. And
I don't guess that's well with anyone.
Again, I think that having those retro armors and giving those to your players would be awesome.
Yeah.
The HCS skin for the weapons.
Yes.
That's HCS, right? The one we just watched.
Yeah, the Halo Championship series.
It's just a metallic shade off of the 152.
Especially with the pistol.
Yeah. For the Watchdog coatings. I don't know if they'll make an armor coating, but you can't. There's blue spots on them, but you can't see those from a first-person point of view. It looks just like Watchdog from a first-person point of view, and that's like a huge fuck you.
Yep.
To players.
Now, I did notice on the battle rifle, around the ammo, one was red and one wasn't.
Yeah, like the patterns are different, but the shade, the color, it's
the color scheme is exactly the same.
It's just it's a big FU to players who grinded their ass off
to get the 152.
Which I'm glad I gave up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And see, that's kind of what I'm going with. Like, I feel like
I hate to say it, but it seems like a Bungie move.
If you played since day one of Halo, you should have access to all those things you unlocked. If I came in Halo 4, then maybe I don't get those OG ones. But it's a testament to your loyalty to the game. Like you were saying with that one, how it's almost identical to one that you literally devoted every minute of your gaming time to, and may or may not have ended up getting it. Like, that's kind of shitty.
So yeah, it's also all over Reddit. You can see people comparing the two. The people that have 152 skin and people that have the HCS skin. They're comparing those, swapping them back and forth, and doing a comparison. I totally 100% get that. What I was gonna say though about you saying once you've unlocked it for one game, you should get it for this game. It sounds great in theory. And I love that theory. But if we're talking about making a new game aspect, it's going to take time to put and render all those helmets
I could understand
into the game. Like, you're going to have to render and make the Rogue helmet not just a Halo 3 Rogue helmet. You're going to have to up it because fans aren't going to want it to look just like the Halo 3 Rogue helmet.
Oh, you got to update it for
you got to update it a little
standards,
bit. Today's standards. But
it's 2022. That's not as difficult as it sounds these days.
They're not working with Unreal Engine 5, okay?
The right engine.
They made their own, okay? It's a little bit harder for them, but I get what you're saying. But I'm talking about all the manpower and all of the working force. If we think about it from their perspective, it would be a lot of work for them to.
Well, see, and I
bring it all
figured
in, I
you
feel
were,
like.
that's what you were thinking about, and like, I mean, if they were to do it, I wouldn't mind paying for something like that.
Oh,
To
yeah,
be able
I
to
mean,
go
yeah.
back and unlock armor from 2 and well from 3,
1, 2, 3,
and Reach.
yeah.
Well, we're already getting armor from Reach too, but you just can't mix and match them. Anyways, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't tied to I got to smash my head in a Fiesta
Fiesta.
to unlock them. Then yeah, I would totally do that.
Yeah, that is one thing that I definitely would change. I would have one set of common challenges and one set of event challenges.
Yeah, I mean, even if they made it a fracture event.
Yep.
Since, I mean,
Yep.
Bungie owned Halo 3, they could be, like, I know they're doing these fracture because they're like fractures in reality.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do a fracture event where we can unlock armor pieces from that. And it doesn't have to be free.
Yeah.
Or it could be, instead of developing new armor, take the models of the old armor and improve upon them. Because, I mean, they're starting from scratch and giving us free events with armor from scratch. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, either way.
And
like,
I think
if
they
were
will.
something
I
in
think
the
they
shop-
will in time. I really, because this is a 10-year game. Don't forget, this is a 10-year game, guys. So I really think a lot of the old armor will be coming back to this.
We're going to hand it over to Mikey now. He's going to kind of explain this adventure that he's been building up to. He's, from the sounds of it, going to be starting his own business.
I am. It's going to be called United We Game. Because United We Game. What this company is going to be is a place for people to kind of hang out and do what we'd like to do best. And that is play games. Specifically playing games together with your friends. Growing up, I didn't have a whole lot of money. Couldn't really afford game systems myself. So I spent a lot of time at friends' houses, specifically Matt's, playing video games. And if it wasn't for him, even to this day, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be streaming, as I don't own my own PC. So I'm hoping to provide a spot where people can come and play things without having to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on setups to do so. Providing a safe space for kids, adults, anyone that enjoys gaming, really, to hang out and have some fun. No date has been set for the opening just yet, but hopefully very soon. We're currently in the process of acquiring consoles and furniture, and we'll be opening up shortly after.
So let's go ahead and talk about campaign a little bit. I mean, that's my favorite part of Halo. Like,
Yes,
I like the multiplayer.
It's gotten outstanding reviews.
Mm-hmm. Like, I like the multiplayer. I mean, I think a lot of what we had fun with was Forge.
Yes,
doing
I'm excited for
puzzle
Forge.
maps and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I'm excited for Forge.
the story is where it's at for me. I mean, even outside of the game, like I think I'm like 4 or 5 books short of reading all the novels or listening to all the novels because I can't read at work.
Impressive.
Right. But I like where the story's going. I'm excited with what they could do for future DLC. Like,
Absolutely.
they could bring Spirit of Fire into it, because at the end of Halo Wars 2, Cortana stopped the Halo ring that Ark had made. I can't remember the chick's name, but she was leaving on that Halo ring to go try and find help because they haven't been able to contact the rest of the UNSC for, what was it, 30-some years, 33-some years, so they could come into play. I'd like to have a little bit more explained with what happened to Zeta Halo. Like, why was Cortana going there? Why was Atriox going there? There's all this mystery surrounding it. All we're doing is capturing bits and pieces for here. Where's the Infinity? Like, a lot of people say that you can see Infinity in the distance in the sky map or whatever.
I was under
Skybox.
the impression that Infinity got destroyed.
Well, see, that's what I am too. But like, everybody's saying, "Oh, well, where's Lasky?" There's no context of
Yeah.
anything. What happened? You just Atriox threw you off the Infinity and it's gone.
Yeah.
And not a fact of me not wanting to let go of Cortana. I really definitely don't want. They were really inconclusive of what the weapon's name is going to be.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping it's not Cortana, even though she technically is Cortana.
No, I don't think she'll go with Cortana. I think it'll be something similar, but I think that will be something that you'll find out in the first DLC.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm excited for. Like, I thought at the end of the after credits, I thought that was Atriox, but it's not.
No. Wait, who is it then?
I don't know. But
Oh.
Atriox doesn't have a red eye.
Oh.
So I don't know. But
Well,
that's
he-
what I'm excited for.
He released the, what were they called?
Endless?
The Endless? Yeah, I think that's
what
right.
they were called. I can't remember. I went through the story once and I've been skipping scenes every playthrough after that. But I just one thing I think needs to be changed. There needs to be more vehicles or more ways to transverse.
The
Like for
larger
co-op,
map.
we don't have an air vehicle for co-op. All we have is the Wasp. Unless they turn it to or change it to where the Pelican glitch where you can fly the Pelican. Unless they change that to where 3 other players can get in the cargo bay. I'm excited with what they can do. I think it was a great continuation of the story to get back to Halo's roots and also wrap up 5.
Yes, I agree.
I'm very glad that Locke isn't a part of it. I hate to be so down on Locke, but he was a horrible character for Halo 5.
I liked the actor.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the actor for Locke was great. And even watching him in, I think it was, what was it, Nightfall? The
Yeah, Halo
DVD.
Nightfall.
He did great. Like I like that actor, and I think he did great as the part of Locke. But yeah, Locke was just that one character that you love to hate.
Here's the problem with Locke. He suffered what is called the Pikachu syndrome. It's where you try to find a replacement for your main character that mimics him in many ways, but just can't quite find the right niche.
Yeah.
You mean he's not
And
Meryl?
Had he been anything else, he would have been fine. But they tried to push him as our next chief. And you don't fuck with the Master Chief.
But anyways, one of the things, like I've seen people complain about repetitiveness in like the Forerunner structures within Infinite.
Are we talking about game design?
Yeah. But I remember a lot more repetitiveness in Halo CE, which I know,
It's the first game, so
It
like
was the first
obviously
game,
there's gonna be more competitive.
and they needed to
Repetitive.
recycle areas.
Yeah.
Like there's, I can't remember what mission it is. You're down in the Halo, and you fight your way through the Covenant, and then you discover the Flood, and then you work your way back through the same levels all the way out. Even out into an open area.
I remember that, yes.
So it wasn't anywhere near as repetitive as that. I get that they could have redone certain areas, but that's kind of a Halo staple.
It really
Like
is.
even there's what was it in Halo 3 where the Flood comes to Earth, you kind of replay that area, you backtrack through that, no one really complained about that.
And honestly, that saves a lot of time on development. And honestly, if you're going to be in the area and something hits down, obviously you're still going to be in that area. Like, you're not just going to magically not be in that area unless you get airlifted out.
There's a good way to recycle assets when it comes to locations. There's a bad way to do it.
Don't be like Destiny.
Exactly.
I love Destiny too, but yes.
For the most part, Halo has always done pretty good with that. I myself have only ever bitched one time about a place being reused, and it was because it just didn't fit. I don't even remember what it was now. But with Destiny, it was so repetitive by the time the story ended, let alone the countless patrols through the same location, fighting the same enemies after they respawned.
Over
It
and
just
over
felt
again.
pointless.
Grind on that game.
I
Yeah.
personally have never had an issue with Halo's. Like I said, other than
We
that one
play
time,
about
I don't
it.
even remember what it is now.
I don't notice it because I'm so engaged in the story.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like that's nitpicky.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get what they're saying. And if you're going to build an A+ game, you want brand new scenery, and you want it to be like a movie.
Yeah.
And I get that. You want every new scene to be a new scene. You don't want a new scene, old scene, new scene, old scene. I get that. But at the same time, I'm into the movie, the story that you're telling me.
Yeah.
And so I don't give a damn what's going on around me. If your story is engaging and I'm pulled into that story, I don't care if I'm in a hallway that I've been in before.
And it's not like you don't have a whole open world to go explore if you don't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Gigantic open area. People complain about walking the same hallways.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah, that's kind of my vibe on it. And I don't mean to, call on people. Like, it's nice that you notice that. Like,
Yeah.
it's important things to notice. But
Priority.
okay, yeah.
Another thing I liked about the game was the implication.
The
implication of high value targets and bosses. I liked that. I enjoyed that, even though it's except for the first one, Tremonius. All the other ones after that were like extremely easy to beat. Like even I was playing on heroic, and all you have to do is pile up cores.
Yeah.
And either let them run into them or blow them up when they get close to them. So I mean, easy to beat Legendary and Lasso with those, but I enjoyed that there were targets you could go after or more bosses that you could fight.
And I like that they had that hit list.
Yeah.
Even like the blacklist that you could like go after. It reminded me almost. So there was a Need for Speed game called Need for Speed Blacklist, and that's how you ranked up in the game. Is you went after the blacklist and you had to mark people off, and that almost is kind of what reminded me of with Halo Infinite because you had like that blacklist that you could just mark off their names. So the only complaint that I had with the actual game, the campaign storyline. I loved all of it. I liked the mainly open world. I liked all the boss fights, the way you summon the vehicles, really just everything. I even liked the weapon. I thought she was sassy. She kind of had this young, spry spirit that I really thought brought a contrast to Master Chief's darker, silent, brooding undertone. I thought she was a nice contrast.
Which weapon?
So the new Cortana is known as the weapon.
That's right.
Which weapon was that?
My bad.
So, I like that. I thought that was a nice
It's
add-on.
avenging in a rocket launcher.
So, the one thing I didn't like about the campaign was the Harbinger. And the problem with her is I feel like she could be her own standalone boss, almost like Queen for the DLC. She was kind of secretive throughout the whole campaign mission. So like she'd come and go almost as like a hidden boss throughout the whole campaign, almost like she was orchestrating what was happening behind the scenes. And I thought that was really cool. And I'm like, man, I can't wait to fight this chick. And then when you first see her, she completely owns your ass. Like she disappears, reappears, and I'm like, wow, this is going to be a major boss battle. This is so cool. Think of what she can do. So I was psyched to battle her. And then you beat the final boss and you're like, oh wow, like I'm laying this soldier to rest, and the brute, and I'm laying him to rest. You're looking at him like a soldier, and you're like, wow, this would be a great way to end the game. Roll credits anytime. This is almost like a Vietnam movie. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, here's this final boss. You're in a room, few ads, take her out. I'm like, what? I'm like, where is this big bad boss that's been running the show this whole time? It's like, oh yeah, that's just her in the middle. Okay, yeah, but what's her backstory? Oh yeah, she didn't get one of those. But I thought she was bringing all this death and despair and unlocking this thing. Yeah, she didn't do that. But I thought she was released. Nope. But she gets a backstory. Nope. So we just kill her. Yep.
We basically just get her backstory through the audio logs.
That's it. And I'm just like, but she's so cool.
I think the main purpose she served was her name, Harbinger. She's the announcer of something coming. So she was there just for DLC opportunities, is how I feel. Instead of telling us the story while Master Chief is taking on Escharum and the Hand of Atriox.
Did you say Reshiram?
Reshiram.
Something to that effect, guys.
But yeah, I think she was just building up for possible DLC because at the end of the after scene of the credits,
Spoiler alert.
You see whatever brute that is. It's not an Atriox, like I thought it was. He has things that are floating around when you get the weapon the first time, or pick up the weapon the first meter. But you see the shape of the Endless in those tablets.
Yep.
So I think that's the only reason she was in the game, was to build up to that instead of being like, who are these new enemies?
Yeah. It just kind of saddened me. I feel like they could have built up her backstory a little bit and then introduced the Endless. I feel like she could have been like the queen from Gears of War.
Yeah. I think pretty much cool. All we know is that they're immune to the Halo firing. And that's it.
Cortana said we both know that there's more deadly things on this ring than just the flood.
Isn't that what he just said?
Anyways, I think we're going to tie it up there. We're going to hand it over to Mikey here.
As gamers, in today's gaming world, of course, we've come to expect a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And overall, and I mean, they've said it themselves, they kind of fell short of that. There's a lot of things that, as gamers, we feel like we're owed. Because of
we're not. Yeah. That's what I'm kind of getting
we
at.
feel
Yeah.
like we're owed, these, all this stuff, right? And one thing positive that you can definitely say about them is they're taking it very well.
They are taking it very
Because
well.
if this was me and you came at me and you said, "Look, you owe this to me because this game's doing this or that game's doing this," I'd tell you shut up your ass.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot that goes into gaming or into making games that we don't account for as gamers. But on the adverse side of that, as developers, just as like we need to kind of see things from their point of view, they also need to see things from our point of view, right?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that they're changing that shows they are doing that.
I hope you guys all enjoyed their very first Fandom Minutes podcast. And as always,
Keep gaming.